Hey guys, this is Darius here from Justice League Swag, back with another deck profile. This time we're doing the yellow-red splice of Frieza's yellow deck, so please like and subscribe if you like the video, comment if you have any suggestions, and Justin, take it away.
Alright, so this is my Frieza deck I've been playing. The deck is really good and does really well against everything. The only deck it doesn't do well against, like ironically, is the mirror match. Just because Cold Bloodlust can completely stop a lot of your plays. You actually have to change how you play it. This is a yellow-red deck. That's the only reason why it gets light hard countered. So, starting off, I'm going to do 1-drops. Negates. We're running 3 Vados Assistants, 3 because personally, I never want to tap out, so only 3 negates. This is primarily in the deck to stop leaders who gain double strike like Champa or have critical like Vegeta. Because Frieza, unlike other decks, the only other way they have to stop leaders like that are with blockers. And if you're smart, or if your opponent's smart, they either not going to use the ability or they're going to destroy your blockers before you have the chance. So to completely just avoid all of that, we're going to run negates to stop that. So this is red, yellow because the point of the deck is to be aggressive. Usually you can end games by your energy drop turn 5. So 5 energy that day. Only 2 Cold Bloodlust and our side 2 because you only want to stop really big stuff, so you need to use this late game. So anything with triple strike, Beerus, stuff like that. So only 2. Because otherwise having too many of these can get in your way. Then because we're running 3 negates, I'm only running 3 Crusher Ball because Crusher Ball just stops your opponent's units and not your opponent's leader. So rest annoying stuff. If you think it's going to be a problem early, like in the mirror match, if your opponent plays Mecha Frieza, then yeah, it needs to go to sleep. Otherwise, it's too much to try to block it in this deck without any Sensu Beans because you're playing yellow, red. Next up for 1-drops, 4 Goldo because he's a 1-drop blocker. You can easily kill him off. For the theme of this deck, you need to have units on the field to take advantage of some of the red plays in the deck. So that's why some 1-drops like this is pretty good, especially because you can rush your opponent's blockers and then swing in because you need to deal damage as fast as possible with this variant. Next up, Avenging Frieza. Card is too good. Let you check the top 3 for Frieza's army unit. Also, another reason why I'm not running as many negates and stuff, because you don't want to check them because you can't add them to hand. You can only add 2 or less. So this deck is primarily drop 2s and lower. Frieza army. So free plus. Lastly, for ones, for Sankaba, I usually throw him in the energy, but you primarily want to use him to put pressure on your opponent or to life break yourself. Once you life break yourself with Frieza, you don't even have to take any more damage because Frieza generates so much hand advantage that your opponent shouldn't be touching you anymore. 2-drops. I'm running Max. 15k Vanilla Sweet. The reason why I'm running this is because if my opponent life breaks, he can hit him, and I can hit my opponent a few times with this. On Frieza's first turn of life breaking and awakening, I'll play one of these guys, swing with it, use Frieza's skill before awakening to retire. Well, send it to the drop zone, standard energy, and draw a card. So he goes to the drop, and then I'll play another one. Awaken Frieza, draw 2 more, swing with this guy, then kill off another copy of him. Stand 2 energy, draw a card, then swing with Frieza, draw a card, then play another 15k vanilla and swing again. And it's like you basically rushed your opponent down for almost nothing. So the 15k vanillas are really solid in Frieza if you're just going to go per aggro instead of going with the Ginyu Force and Ginyu. So I max all of them because I actually have a pull maxed as well. It helps with the rushing and your opponent being awakened. It's also like decent pressure if your opponent hasn't awakened yet, because trying to block a 15k body, even with the Frieza mirror match, because you want to awaken during your turn, is a lot of pressure. So you can get a lot of damage in. Pay attention to that kind of stuff. For Dodoria, like these cards are always staple in every deck, so I don't even have to go into detail about it. It gives you plus 10k and lets you draw for free once your life is below 4 or below. It's really good to play, like, to keep yourself from awakening during your opponent's turn and not taking any more damage. Birder, I'm running at 3. Birder's key thing is for rushing early without being easily removed, because at the end of your turn he'll stand. Then what I do later on is usually combo him off once my opponent has awakened, or I use Birder just to attack my opponent's rested units. If they can hit him, I want them to hit him. So Birder at 3. Lastly, for 2s, the main purpose of this deck, hit. Yes, we max hit because this deck is just meant to burn your opponent. On your 5-drop turn, all you need to do is have at least 3 red energy and 2 yellow, because the good thing about Frieza is Frieza stands up any energy. So you'll call a hit, and this is really easy, and it's kind of douchebaggy, and a lot of people like this. If they're at 2 life or lower, I just call hit, destroy one of my Frieza's army units, we'll send them to the drop zone with Frieza's ability, stand back up that yellow and red energy that I used to call out hit, and then evolve hit on the same turn. So it's like, boom, you just lose. That is the only reason why this deck doesn't do well in the mirror match, because your opponent's just going to cold bloodlust it. If they cold bloodlust it, it's like so pointless. Now moving on to 4-drops. Best 4-drop in the game. Mecha Frieza has dual attack and double strike for nothing, and with the extra perk of having to like discard a card to destroy 2 of your opponent's rested units. So it's like, this guy's a powerhouse on his own. It's like you can't not run him no matter what your variant is. Lastly, for my 4-drops, Raging Kaba. He's in there primarily to charge. If I know I can't get off the hit combo, then I will try to get off the Kaba combo, because if you use the regular Kaba skill, he'll gain the plus 10k for the turn and double strike, but this card already has double strike. So with this being like a 30k card with double strike, you can potentially finish your opponent early and leave some energy to spare for your crusher balls or negates. Then lastly, my 6-drops. Lightning fast hit. Only purpose is to burn your opponent to death. Sometimes your opponent won't let you, like, once they know that you're playing hit, they won't let you get them low enough to like actually kill them with it. So what I'll do is I'll still drop it, but just make sure that you're not tapped out on energy to do it. Burn them for 2, and then the next turn, just play another hit, because if they get rid of hit, then you just play another regular hit, because you should be holding on to them. Then evolve them again. Game. They can't do anything about it. Like, no deck can really do anything about it until Zamasu comes out, and instead of taking the damage, he'll just like discard cards from the deck. Right now, the only other thing that counters this is Cold Bloodlust. So it's like, it really tells your opponent to get fucked. And you can also evolve hit over this hit. So if it survives your next turn, like after swinging or whatever, then you just play another one over top of it. Game. You don't even have to work that hard with this deck. So around 5-6 energy drop turn, this deck should have a victory, unless you're playing against a Frieza mirror match. Then if that's the case, I would just side out the hits and side in some more yellow support, because I think in the sideboard what I have right now are 4 Sorbet, 4 Shisami, 2 Cold Bloodlust, and then just 2 Bad Ring Laser. I haven't really worked on the sideboard on this, like perfected it, because the deck's been fine, except for against like the Golden Frieza mirror match. So if you have any comments or have any questions to ask, just leave them in the comments below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.